Yo, bro, I'm low-key faded, bro.
Highway.
What's this guy supposed to be, the ultimate badass?
They ain't ready. They ain't ready, Joe. They ain't ready. Here we go.
I'm gonna go out here, guys.
I was like, what is it? You ain't Mexican. What is that?
Kind of missed it a little bit though, so I dig a little deep in there, right? But yeah, he did that.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's special edition. It is the Monday night edition of the Frisco Report. Come on, time, baby. You know how we do it. You remember this? The good old times, bro. The good old times. All right, so, yeah, man, lots to talk about here. Camp news all over the place. The biggest news, Mike. Let's get to the elephant in the room, bro. Tyler Guyton. Supposedly it was ACL, but Mike, we just got good news here. Let's talk about it. What's your thoughts on the Tyler Guyton situation, bro?
Yeah, no, it was a bone. It's a broken bone. His ACL is intact. All right, great news. It looks like he'll be back week 2. All right, I don't know because between week 1 and week 2 is a 10-day break. So I feel like week 2 he'll be back. But no, it's definitely good news. Now, if you look at the depth behind Tyler Guyton, it's Awesome Richards. You look at the depth behind Awesome Richards, it's nobody. All right. So good news.
It is good news. You know, they're saying anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. Like Mike said, that could be week 1, week 2. But the broken or fracture, whatever the hell it is, that still in itself is still a little bit. I don't think he's out of the woods, but he doesn't have the ACL tear that some people were, they kind of jumped the gun there, as you could say. Some of the reporters, especially Ian Rappaport, I think he was one of the first ones to suggest that he was out, done for the year, possibly ACL torn and all this other stuff. Later recanted those comments and then came out and said that, it's not as bad as we thought. So thank God there, Mike. But let's talk about who's in. Who's going to be in competition there at left tackle, Mike? We talked about the South line, and we kind of think that it's going to be our man, Awesome Richards. Right, bro?
Oh, yeah. No, you guys remember, you watch him. We watched to watch him last year, filling in, played really good. I think the running game actually was able to tick up. You got to remember, guys, Rico Dowdle only played like half the year and got 1,000 yards. And if you look at it, it was a makeshift line that did that. Zach Martin was out. Terrence Steele wasn't playing at a good level. Awesome Rich was in there because they kept benching and replacing Tyler Guyton. So, it was good to see Awesome Rich was there, and it was good to know that, hey, we got some quality depth there at that position with Awesome Richards. So we've seen him before, and Mike Leonard already with the super chat already.
Hey, what's up, Mike? Guyton still needs to be moved to right tackle. I think it's wishful thinking at this point. Cowboys stuck in their ways. I think they're going to look at Terrence Steele there, and I think we're going to be stuck with Terrence one more year, unless he is a surprise cut, Mike, and we save some money here, right? That's still a possibility, but who knows, right? But I think the situation with Guyton maybe buys him some time, unfortunately. So, sometimes it happens that way, right? Maybe the Cowboys' plans have been altered now because of this. So we'll see. But, I think they're going to ride that out. They have some players that they could play right tackle. We're talking about Awesome Richards at left tackle. You know, maybe they're looking at somebody surprises. You know, maybe they move a Johnny over there. You know, at left tackle. You know, but I can see this whole thing. I already know that some of these goofy fans are going to be Tyler Smith. Just do it. You know, I think there's going to be that of fans. They're going to be like, okay, let's move Tyler Smith to left tackle, and then let's put somebody over here at left guard, and then this and that, right? So, but for me, Mike, I think it is Austin Richards. He has that Jeremy Parnell career trajectory, and now, like you said, you know, we're talking about this online hit. Now is his time to shine, bro.
100%. And he's going to get the reps. He's going to get preseason reps. And that's only going to make him better, okay? You know, guys like Ezra Raku flying off the edge, Marshawn Nealon, Dante Fowler. He's going to be able to get a good reps against good quality players.
Yeah. No. Thank you for the super chat there, Mike Bruno. Appreciate that. 1980 in the chat box, the Legend of Legends. What's up, my bro? What's up, man? Good to see 1980 in the house there.
The Power Man. This damn game. 1980. Oh, Joe, did you freeze? Oh, damn, Joe froze. Well, my goodness. Do you guys think Bland will get extended? So Bland said today that that Cowboys have been in talks with his representatives. So yes, I think Bland will get extended. When Joe comes back, we will talk about that. Because I got a theory, and I want to see what Joe thinks about the theory. I don't think even Joe even heard about the theory. Oh, Joe's back, y'all. He's back.
This crappy internet, bro. AT&T.
Oh yeah, dude, they're garbage, bro.
They will never get me.
Oh.
They are straight trash, bro. We don't have anything else available here, though. It's like a monopoly, man. I can't stand it. But anyway, bro, we're talking about Awesome Richards' trajectory of a Jeremy Parnell. Do you feel like that could be and maybe earn himself an extension contract somewhere else, Mike?
Yeah, it very well could. You know, Jeremy Parnell played in the controversial year of 2014 with against the Lions and against the Green Bay Packers, the catch, no catch, all right? Jeremy Parnell was your right tackle guy, and he went to the Jacksonville Jaguars to finish out his career. So that's what I want from Awesome Richards, all right? A good, valuable backup that's very serviceable, all right? Jeremy Parnell was that. Awesome Richards, now, I'm not saying that he can be Jeremy Parnell, but what I'm saying is he can go make a name for himself, and it starts today. It starts in these preseasons. It starts in this training camp. It starts week 1 against a good defensive line that the Eagles have. And yeah, it's going to be good.
Mike Berlerna, this is a good question here. Do you think Bland will be extended? Cowboys have already extended Jake the Snake Ferguson. So he's extended 4 years, $52 million. You know, that's good pay for him. We locked him up. Do the Cowboys get ahead and start signing some other people here, Mike? Was he the first domino? I don't know, but do you think Bland will be extended? I do think that Bland will be extended. You have to keep one of them.
Joe, I got a conspiracy. Can I share that conspiracy, Joe? Can I share the conspiracy, Joe?
Go for it, bro. Go for it.
All right. So you guys remember when Randy Gregory backed out of the deal and he went to the Denver Broncos, they signed 4 players. Right now, you got Jake Ferguson, Deron Bland, Tyler Smith, and Brandon Aubrey that you have to extend. Or if not, probably 2 of those guys go. I'm bringing this conspiracy up, Joe, because if they don't sign Micah, they're going to sign those players, and they're going to pitch to the fans is we got a 4-for-1 deal. So with the way Jerry and Steven are talking, I know this question's about Deron Bland, but it ties into it. I don't know. I said a week ago that he will get extended in 14 days. Joe, I'm backtracking, and I'm going to say I don't think he gets extended because I think they're going to sign. We already got 1 down, 3 to go, as 1980 would say. Deron Bland, Tyler Smith, and Brandon Aubrey. And I don't think Micah gets his deal. That's my conspiracy. And you froze again. What do you guys in the comment section think about that conspiracy? A 4-for-1, y'all. What do y'all think? Oh, okay. Devin thinks that they're gonna Bland gets the extension and they're gonna franchise tag Micah to leave it the last minute to extend him. So you're thinking next year, Devin.
Fucking internet blows.
That makes sense, Corner. Yes, it does. 1980. Yeah, Nate Dogg, you're right there too. Go ahead,
man. No, if they have no plans on extending him, they need to get something for him, dude. You know what I mean? So if the plan is not to extend him and not to make him the highest paid player in the entire NFL, which he's going to be, then they need to acquiesce and make a trade, bro. Either now or by the trade deadline. And they have to be smart about it. They cannot get anything less than our first-round pick. And then maybe the road plan is get that, move up, get Arch Manning, win 5 Super Bowls in a row, something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I would do it. That's the only way I would do it, dude.
Well, you look at the Donovan Ezeraku draft pick, Joe. The way he's bending, his first step, the way he's getting around the edge. Obviously, you draft to get better. But, Joe, did they draft him on purpose? They basically drafted a Micah Parsons from what it looks like at training camp. Obviously, the lights have to come on. I think they drafted a Micah Parsons 2.0. Now, obviously, they did this with Trey Lance. He threw 5 interceptions. 10 days later, Dak Prescott got signed, right? And they backfired on him. They had to sign Prescott. But what if they drafted Ezeraku to replace Micah?
Nah, I don't think they did that. I think this is more as far as they need an additional pass rusher. You know what I mean? We really don't have anybody outside of Micah, right? So you take Micah out of the equation, like we did last year when he was out for a couple of games. It was non-existent. You know what I mean? The pass rush committee, it sucked, dude. It didn't do crap, man. So I think this is more as far as like getting more, get 2 ferocious pass rushers and this is still early in camp. You know what I mean? Ezeraku has made some plays, but I want to see the long-term viability. He's a smaller player, 6'2", 240 something. Can he last through his contract? You know what I mean? Can he sustain that pass rush against these elite guards and tackles? Can that frame hold up? You know what I mean? We'll see. But I think that we're looking at just them trying to get another additional pass rusher in play, an upgrade over some of the guys we've had here, over like a Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence. Marshawn Nealon is a clone of Tyron Crawford. These guys like certain kind of players. They draft similar players year in and year out. Like, they don't like to step out of the comfort zone. But with Ezeraku, they kind of did because he doesn't quite fit in those measurables that they're so accustomed to. Oh, and we need our defensive end to be 6'5", 260 or whatever, 250 something or whatever. Rocco's a smaller guy, so we'll see what happens there, Mike.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a good point when you look at it from the perspective of last year on the 4 games that Micah did miss. No, that's a real good rebuttal there. But I don't know. This brain starts getting into these conspiracy theories and all these what ifs start coming, Joe.
I like this, dude. Parsons is 2 first. Like, if you could get 2 for Parsons, which I think you could, but do you trust the Cowboys front office in pulling that off? What if you got 2 seconds?
I think you get 2 firsts and a third.
I mean, he's arguably one of the top 3, right? You got Myles Garrett, looks like freaking Hercules, right? You got Nick Bosa, right? And Parsons. To me, those are your 3 top edge rushing monsters, right? So what would you trade to acquire such a player like this? It could be, man. But do you trust the Cowboys front office in getting that from them? You know what I mean? I don't know. If Jimmy Johnson was here, we could do the great train robbery again 2.0, but with Jerry Jones and these bumbling idiots, Steven and McClay, I'm scared, bro. I think
you
they
got
stuff off, bro.
Yeah. No, big possibility. But this is what 1980's talking about here. 1980, or this is what 1980's talking about. Blog. I'll let you handle this one here. What if they're milking the Micah Parsons contract situation to increase his value with other teams for a blockbuster trade? What are your thoughts, Joe?
Are they that smart though? That I have to look at the history of this front office. Like, to me, 1980, like, that seems like a very high level thought process, but not of a Cowboys. That would be something of a New England Patriots front office. We're talking about the Cowboys bumblers. I don't think they're that smart, bro. I really don't. I wish I could say that could be it, but they have yet to prove it to me, bro. They don't. Now, if they could do that, maybe they've turned the corner. You know what I mean? And maybe they have turned the corner. They can flip those picks and get Arch Manning in here. Oh, what about Joe Milton and the big arm? Get out of here with that, bro. Give me the blue chip of blue chips, the bloodline of bloodlines, the anti-carb bloodline, the Manning bloodline, and let's rock, baby.
The only reason why I have these is because these tones that Jerry and Steven are, it's just different. They never said this stuff with Dak. They never said this stuff with CD. They never really, the Zeke Who thing is what we got a few training camps ago with Zeke. But this seems different. The fans were cheering sign Micah at the opening fan day at training camp. And it pissed Jerry off so much that he walked away from fans and didn't sign. This was his first year that he didn't sign after doing the fan day appreciation speech. It's interesting, Joe. It's very interesting. And they were saying, the fans were saying sign Micah last year, right? But Jerry Steele signed autographs, but he didn't do it this time. Why is that? And I don't know. I get down to these rabbit holes, Joe, and I can't get out of them.
There's also the Hollywood side of the Cowboys. We know they're doing the in-season hard knocks bull crap. So to Jerry, let's drag this crap into this and make it more high drama and bring in more ratings, more revenue. Like, to me, this is what I think Jerry's doing. I think he's looking at it at the financial side of it, not the football side like he's been doing, right? He's been handling the Cowboys as a business, not as a football team. And that's why I think that I would love to get the 2 first for him, and flip those. But I just don't think I don't think the front office acumen is there anymore. It hasn't been there. So,
But there's no better clickbait than Jerry doing that speech, the fans yelling Micah, aside Micah, and then Jerry going to talk to those same fans on the Netflix special. There's no better clickbait. That was a perfect setup for drama, and Jerry did not do it.
so who knows, bro? Who knows what it's going to be? And that in itself creates the drama. We don't know. So either way, this dude is always finding a way to win financially. On the field, we haven't. But financially, he knows how to do it, bro. He knows how to do it. He knows how to keep the seats and the Cowboys in the conversation of ESPN, Fox, blogs, YouTube, everything, bro. He knows how to keep that money train coming in, dude. So there's a reason why they're over 10 billion. What is it, 10 billion now? I don't even know what they're worth.
Yeah, over 10 billion.
It's wild. It's wild, bro. But let's talk a bit more about some of the news here coming out of training camp, Mike. We're talking about wide receiver. Let's talk about Jonathan Mingo. All right. Is this a fluke? Is this one of those we got to see in preseason? Supposedly he's looking better than Jalen Tolbert now. I don't know what to think of it, Mike. What's your thoughts on Jonathan Mingo getting apparently more snaps over Tolbert at this point? What's your thought on that, bro?
I like it. Right? He's a former second-round pick. Played for the Carolina Panthers. Didn't really, do well there. Their quarterback, the Panthers quarterback, didn't do well until he got benched and then was able to start playing again, right? So I think a lot of that where you are plays a part in that. So now that he has somewhat of a foundation here with Dak, CD, Pickens, it's going to open more things up for him, right? And I feel like in a more structured out, we ain't very structured in the front office, but I think Schottenheimer and Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett has built some type of structure here where you can win games. Mike McCarthy showed that with 3-12-5 season. There's some structure here that Schottenheimer can use to excel his coaching career. But I think this type of environment for that type of receiver in Jonathan Mingo can only help him. And so when I'm hearing that he's getting extra reps and he's doing this, he's doing that, good. We traded for this guy, and I need him to be where he's at, because if Jalen Tolbert was all the high and mighty, Jonathan Mingo wouldn't even be here. There's a reason why we traded for Jonathan Mingo last year. And so, competition was thin last year. Competition's at a whole nother level, and Jonathan Mingo gets to have that competition in a full training camp, in a full offseason with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. This is the one that could surprise me. You know what I mean? Like I've been one that's just been thinking, what a total waste. You know what I mean? But I think you have to. I think they have to give him a good look for what they gave up for him, man. You know what I mean? So it's like they kind of put themselves in this situation. But at the same time, Jalen Tolbert's progression has been very, very slow. It hasn't been astronomical. You know what I mean? It's kind of been just a slow upward way. Not enough to be where you're like, oh no, we're not gonna make this move. So Jonathan Mingo definitely has an opportunity in front of him. Now, I have heard from some other Panthers fans that this dude has done the same thing in their training camps, where Mingo has looked good, and then when they get into preseason and the regular season, completely disappears. So that is something that I am going to be watching with an eagle eye. Just focused in, laser. Are you that? Are you a faker? Are you a pretender? Are you going to be like something here? You know what I mean? Because if that's what he is, we're going to find out really quick. You know, we'll see in the preseason. And I don't want to see any excuses either as far as, but he doesn't have Dak throwing him the ball. Or, I hate that crap, bro. You know what I mean? Like, find a way to get the ball. You know what I mean? Be open, run your routes. All this. So we'll see there, dude. But I don't know, man. I still feel that after Pickens, it's your tight end is basically your number 3 guy, Jake Ferguson, and then Turpin even, and then these dudes like I still feel like Mingo and Colbert are towards the bottom of this pass catching totem pole, in my opinion.
I think so too. Ryan Flournoy is making plays too. I'm not really hearing much about Jalen Tolbert, but we'll see in the preseason. All right. When the lights come on, as Joe says, what are they going to do? So we'll see if that Panther fans right. Speaking of Jonathan Mingo, we'll see if us Cowboy fans are right. Speaking of Jalen Tolbert and and Ryan Flournoy as well, and Jalen Brooks as well. So good competition for the 4 or 5. If they keep 6, maybe 6. So there's 3 spots that people are fighting for. Where are they going to go, Joe? How are they going to do it? Jalen Brooks or Ryan Flournoy could be the odd man out. Surprisingly, Jalen Tolbert could be an odd man out. You never know how this roster could shake up.
Let's move over to running backs here. We're starting to get a little bit of a separation right now. It looks like it's Miles Sanders and Jadon Blue getting the production, the snaps, the highlight reels. You're not hearing much about Maffa. You're not hearing much about Javonte Williams and Deuce Mighty Mouse Vaughn. Well, he's hurt with another hamstring injury, Mike. So do you feel like this could be what we see going into the season? Do you think that it will, in fact, be a 1-2 punch primarily of a Miles Sanders and a Jadon Blue? Or do you think one of these other dudes kind of can make a late push and get into that mix?
No, I think Sanders, Blue, and Williams are still my starting 3. Hunter Lemke, Deuce Vaughn, these guys are done. We're going to have basically all new running backs here. But I've seen some Javonte Williams runs. I like what I see there. Someone just said that Javonte is slow as Zeke. I don't know if I see slow. He's running with the 2s. I want to see Williams with the 1s, but I won't see that at all. Blue's fast, dude. Lightning, number 34. Phew! He's fast. And Sanders, I like his style too. Phil Maffa runs too high. He runs too high. He needs to watch some DeMarco Murray film and learn how to run as a taller back. I think that might help him. But right now, my 3, Joe, it's still Sanders, Blue, and Javonte Williams.
I think I do go. I think I do believe, and I do feel like this will be the 1-2 punch. I think it's going to be Sanders and Jadon Blue. Now, with Sanders, is he sustainable? At this age, at the mileage, is it sustainable? You know what I mean? So I think that's why you probably end up maybe carrying 3 running backs. And I wouldn't put dirt on Hunter Lipke quite yet, So there's reports that he's been very involved in the passing game, the blocking game, almost like a Kyle Juszczyk type of dude. I've seen some of that out there. So maybe Schottenheimer has a special place in his heart for Hunter Lipke in there. Like I would take Lipke over some of these dudes. Like I would definitely take him over Maffa. I would take him over Deuce Vaughn for sure. So where does he play into this mix?
The only way Lemke can make it is if they do 3 running backs and 1 fullback, and Lemke is the fullback type player.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe he's a halfback type of dude, right? Because he has the pass catching capability of a Kyle Juszczyk. He does have that. I'm not saying he's Kyle Juszczyk by any means. It's just that's what they've been comparing the offensive usage of him, right? Putting him in motion, blocking, being involved in a 2-back set. So I'm more interested in this next subject here, Mike. Tight end, right? So we know Jake Ferguson's tight end 1. But now with the injury of Brevin Spanford, supposedly that this dude was going to leapfrog over Schoonmaker. Maybe he was pushing him a little bit, but Schoonmaker still very entrenched here. Mike, I think, is your number 2. But with Brevin Span hurt, who does that open the door to at the tight end position?
I think it's either going to be Stevens Jr. or Preston Font, Joe. I think those are the two guys that opens the door for reps. Stevens Jr. was on a high radar last year. Obviously, ACL set him back. He is back there, big number 49. He is back out there getting reps. Preston Font is number 85. So they look for these two guys in the preseason to see how they make plays. Stevens Jr. could be over Preston Font, but I have been hearing a lot of news about Preston Font sticking out to guys of like Will McClay and Jerry Jones.
Interesting. Very interesting to see what happens there in that aspect of the depth there at tight end. I'm interested to see that. Defensively, Maris Leafau, seeing a lot of reports on him that he has made that leap. You know what I mean? That this is going to be your possibly your green dot guy. I mean, they're saying it's going to be Murray, but he's still out. You know, he just had a child, so he's been kind of on leave right now. But Maris Leafau is making leaps and bounds progress over his rookie season. So I'd love to see that. I'm not surprised by it, obviously. You know, I know the player very, very well. And he's a very cerebral player. And I think to play linebacker in this league in general, if you know where to be, that makes you faster. That makes you more of an impact player. You're more in the backfield. You're making Sean Lee-esque type plays. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean, Mike?
Yeah, the Notre Dame Irish, the Fighting Irish, Maris Leafau. All right. Look, when you have a defensive coordinator that is a linebackers coach at heart, that's only going to help you. And so, you know, you look at Maris Leafau, you look at Sanborn, you look at Murray Jr., you look at a lot of these Buddy Johnson out there making plays too. Whenever that defensive coordinator is able to spend a little bit more time with his linebacker group, Leafau is going to benefit from that. So I'm excited, and DeMarvin Arbishon will too when he gets back and healthy. So this linebacker core is looking really good, and a lot of it had to do with turn. Even Damone Clark is making plays in this training camp, and I think that's the Matt Eberflus effect, right? You look at guys like Bruce Carter, Sean Lee, Anthony Hitchens, Damian Wilson, guys that Eberflus worked with back in the day in the Cowboys organization. You know, Anthony Hitchens was like a 4th-round linebacker pick, and what Eberflus was able to do with him to get him out to be a starting linebacker, that only helps Leafau and Murray and these guys, Joe.
It is a very good point to make. He is known as a linebacker whisperer, right? So I like that very much, man. I think the linebacker is an area that we have been a little bit on a roller coaster ride here, right? You know, like with Jalen, with LVE, you know, they rolled the dice on Damone Clark, you know, Overshown with 2 back-to-back injuries. Like, they've had some bad luck here. So can they turn it around here? Hopefully they can. And I think, like you said, the coach that they have in here now benefits the defense very well. Now, the one area that I remain concerned, Mike, is that middle of the defense, the defensive tackle position, Mozzie Smith losing weight. We saw him getting utterly mauled by Tyler Smith. And yes, it is Tyler Smith, but dude, you should not be getting pushed back damn 15 yards like that, bro. Like, you're just a total bust, bro. Like, I'm out, dude. Like, Mozzie Smith's a fucking bust, bro. I mean, it's training camp, but dude, I've seen enough, bro. I've seen enough. He's not going to do it. He's not.
Yeah. No, and they're already moving him, Joe. 3 tech, 0 tech. He ain't playing the 1 tech. Yeah. When they start moving you around, Joe, what does that mean? The writing's on the wall.
Writing's on the wall.
Writing's on the wall. When they start moving you, writing's on the wall. We got a $5 from Maximili. All the crap they said about Jahad Campbell being hurt, and we get a corner who isn't even ready. Talking about Chevelle Revel there.
Ooh, let's talk about this. Very good comment there, Maximilian. Yeah, man. So
Linebacker out of Alabama right there.
yeah, man. So you talk about instead of the second round, they pushed the roll the dice to the third round this year, right? So he's not ready, bro. I the clip, and I think a lot of people have seen this clip where he catches the ball and he's got a hitch. It looks like a Jalen Smith hitch. Like he catches it and it's like, oh, I don't want to land fully on this knee. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a small clip, but you see it, bro. It didn't look natural. You know what I mean? And you can't be like, no, he looks okay. No, man. That clip didn't look good to me, bro. To me, that looks like I don't know, bro. It didn't look good to me, Mike.
No, when you look at the way Overshown ran on that pick six versus the way that clip looked, it's two different scenarios, Joe. Obviously Overshown, who I know injury is an injury, but Overshown was probably more extensive, right? And he's already having more confidence in his leg to run. Now, you can say, well, he just went through it last year too, so he knows how to rehab and do all. Maybe that is the case, right? But I need Revel, a third-round gamble, to be ready. I need that, Joe.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing about drafting him. Like, oh, Dr. Cooper, like, dude, I won't get into it anymore about it. I'm tired of it. But he's gonna be ready. He's gonna be ready by camp. I mean, he's not ready. They're still working him out. They're still working him in. Well, he even played in the preseason. He doesn't look like he's ready, bro. This is what I'm afraid of. They're gonna say he's ready. What we've seen doesn't look like he's ready, and he's gonna get out there and get banged up in a red shirt. You know what I mean? So they are rolling the dice on this, very, very much so. You know, where to the point where maybe as we get through preseason and through camp, if these guys continue to not be ready, they're going to have to probably add another body here, whether it's a Gilmore or trade for somebody. You know what I mean? So there's work to be done there for sure at cornerback.
100%. We got another one from Mike Ballerana. When do we see Trayvon returning? I really hope Jerry doesn't screw him over by trading him because Trayvon's still an important player on this team, Joe.
Yeah, man. From the way they were talking about him in the opening press conference, it didn't sound like they're in good standing with each other. You know what I mean? And to me, when it's that case, bro, we saw what they did with Amari Cooper. They'll take whatever they get, bro.
Yeah.
Sixth rounder, bye. You know, like a lot of fans will be very upset at the trade compensation we'll get for him. I guarantee you that fans will be very upset at what we're going to get for him. So I too would rather keep him. I think he's probably, to me, he looks closer to being ready than Savon Revel from what I've seen. I mean, he's been posting all his workouts, and you can take that with a grain of salt or whatever, but Trayvon looks like he's moving a lot better, you know, making cuts, doing these types. He looks smoother at it. Like, I think he's pretty close, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's what I see so far.
Yeah, no, I have a bold prediction out there that as soon as Trayvon is off PUP, that or not on season IR, once he becomes available, I think he's your trade candidate. Just because the animosity between the Joneses, excuse me.
Yeah, no, there definitely is some animosity there. There's definitely that. You know, is that relationship repairable? You know
I don't think it is. You fined him $500,000, Joe.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money from a player. He said I have to make it back at incentives. He knows how important that $500,000 was to him. That's a lot of money, Joe.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. But he's betting on himself, working with a different team, and we've talked about that. So it's going to be interesting to see how he looks. If he looks good, then I guarantee you other Cowboys coming back from rehab will probably start doing the same thing instead of training here with these guys, Britt Brown and Dr. Cooper and these fuckheads. So we'll see, bro. We'll see what happens there. But very, very good topic to watch as the season progresses for sure.
Yeah. No, it's just one of those things where I don't want it to be a distraction for Shoddy's locker room. You know, he's trying to do culture building. He's trying to do up-tempo excitement and happy-go-lucky stuff. And, you know, Trayvon's a sensitive player. So how does and players like Trayvon, so that sensitivity could run off on them. One bad apple, Joe, it's not good.
No, it's not good at all, bro. One bad apple, like I said, can ruin the whole batch, the whole bundle. So other news here in camp, Mike, is that supposedly they like what they're seeing from Sam Williams, right? So this is one that there's a wait in progress for me. I don't quite buy that quite yet. But what's your thought on that there? Do you buy it? Are you buying or selling that?
Joe, surprisingly, I'm going to buy it, and I'll tell you why. You ready? Say it with me. Contract year. For whatever reason, there's that one player that has a contract year that plays like he's never played football bad ever in his career. And so, but the problem with Sam Williams, though, is what, Joe? Knucklehead, bad timing, penalties. If he can clean that up, he'll be a solid player. But we'll see what this contract year does for Sam Williams. And you're going to see a Sam Williams that we've never seen before, Joe, just because it's a contract.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Yeah, man. So those are the headlines, Mike, from training camp that have come out in the last few days and today. So I think that's it for tonight's show, Mike. Do you have anything before we head out?
No, a couple of my stand-ups is number 20, Keir Elam, also Jack Sanborn. He's been sticking out for me as well. Perry and Winfrey, number 99. You guys look for those. I'm giving you names for the preseason here coming up on the 9th. These are some names that I'm watching that are making some noise, Joe.
Very, very good, bro. Very good.
What about you, Joe? Oh, I don't know what happened. Maybe he had a call or something. But, all right, guys, that's it for the Frisco Report. You guys be easy. Peace.